She did not wake up famous. She did not fit into the narrow mold the fashion world once demanded. And yet, today, millions scroll past perfection just to stop and look at her. Because Ellahalikas represents something far more powerful than trends. She represents permission. Permission to take up space. Permission to be seen. Permission to be confident without apology. And if you have ever felt like fashion was not made for you, this story might change the way you see yourself forever. Before we go any further, take a second and think about why stories like this matter. If you believe fashion should celebrate real bodies, real confidence, and real journeys, gently tap the like button so this message can reach more people. And if you enjoy discovering inspiring model biographies that uplift and empower, subscribing to Sweet Model's World ensures you never miss stories like this. Now, let us continue. Think about this for a moment. How many times have you admired a style, a look, or a fashion moment, but quietly told yourself that it was not meant for someone like you? How many times have you scrolled through social media and felt inspired, yet excluded at the same time? Ellahalikas understands that feeling deeply because her journey did not begin with applause. It began with doubt, hesitation, and the quiet fear of being judged for simply existing in her own body. What happened next is the reason her story matters. Ellahalikas is widely known today as a curvy fashion influencer and model whose presence on Instagram continues to reshape how beauty and style are perceived online. But behind the polished images and confident poses is a woman who once questioned whether she belonged in fashion spaces at all. Long before brands noticed her, before followers multiplied, before her name carried influence, she was navigating the same internal battles many women face every day. The pressure to shrink, the pressure to conform, the pressure to be anything other than herself. Growing up, fashion was not always a welcoming space for women with curves. Clothing options were limited, representation was scarce, and the message was often unspoken but loud. Style was reserved for a certain body type, and confidence was expected to come only after approval. Ellahalikas felt this disconnect early on. She loved fashion, but fashion did not always love her back. Shopping could feel frustrating rather than fun. Mirrors could feel critical instead of kind. And social media, while inspiring, often reinforced unrealistic standards. There were moments when she questioned whether expressing herself through fashion was worth the vulnerability. Posting a photo meant opening the door to opinions, comparisons, and sometimes harsh criticism. But there was also another voice inside her. A quieter one, but persistent. A voice that said her body did not need permission to be celebrated. A voice that reminded her that confidence is not given, it is chosen. That voice eventually became louder than the fear. The turning point did not arrive with perfection. It arrived with honesty. Ellahalikas began sharing her style not as an attempt to impress, but as an act of self-acceptance. She stopped dressing to hide and started dressing to express. Instead of waiting to feel confident someday, she showed up confidently in the present moment. And something unexpected happened. People noticed, not because she fit the standard, but because she broke it. Her Instagram presence grew organically, post by post, outfit by outfit. What made her stand out was not just her curves, but the energy she carried. Her photos communicated ease, joy, and self-assurance. She was not trying to sell perfection. She was modeling reality, elevated by confidence. Her audience began to see themselves in her content. Women who had felt invisible suddenly felt represented. Fashion lovers who once believed style had limits began to rethink everything. Ellahalikas mastered the art of balance. Her fashion choices are bold, without being inaccessible, trend-aware, without losing individuality. She understands silhouettes, textures, and colors in a way that complements her body rather than competing with it. But more importantly, she understands her audience. She does not preach. She shows. She does not demand confidence. She demonstrates it. As her following expanded, So did her influence. Comments turned into conversations. Messages turned into testimonies. Women shared how her posts gave them the courage to wear what they loved, step outside their comfort zones, and embrace their bodies with kindness. This is where Ellahalikas became more than a fashion influencer. She became a symbol of quiet empowerment. In a digital space often driven by filters and illusions, her authenticity feels refreshing. She does not pretend to have it all figured out. She embraces evolution. Her content reflects growth, self-awareness, and a deep respect for individuality. This honesty builds trust, and trust builds community. That community is the foundation of her success. Fashion for Ellahalikas is not about chasing trends. It is about reclaiming identity. It is about using clothing as a language that says, "I am here and I am enough." Her philosophy challenges the outdated belief that style is reserved for a select few. Instead, she shows that style responds to confidence, not size. What makes her journey especially powerful is its timing. We are living in an era where audiences crave authenticity more than perfection. People are tired of impossible standards. They want stories that feel real. Ellahalikas represents a shift, not just in fashion, but in mindset. She is proof that influence does not require conformity. It requires courage. Behind every successful post is consistency. Behind every confident image is intentionality. Ellahalikas treats her platform with care, understanding that visibility comes with responsibility. She knows that someone, somewhere, is watching her content and deciding how they feel about themselves. That awareness shapes the way she shows up online. Her influence extends beyond clothing. It touches self-esteem, mental wellness, and self-expression. She reminds her audience that confidence is not about comparison. It is about alignment. When you dress in a way that honors who you are, confidence follows naturally. This message resonates deeply, especially with women who have spent years feeling like they needed to change before they could shine. Ellahalikas did not wait for the world to validate her beauty. She validated herself first. That decision changed everything. Brands took notice. Collaborations followed. Opportunities expanded. But even as her visibility increased, she remained grounded in the values that started her journey. Authenticity over approval. Confidence over conformity. Her story matters because it challenges the narrative that success in fashion belongs only to a certain look. It reminds us that representation is not a trend. It is a necessity. When people see themselves reflected in media, something shifts internally. Confidence grows. Possibilities expand. Ellahalikas contributes to that shift simply by being herself, unapologetically. Today, she stands as an example of what happens when self-acceptance meets consistency. Her journey continues to evolve, but the foundation remains the same. Confidence, creativity, courage. She is not trying to be perfect. She is choosing to be present, and that choice resonates louder than any trend. As you reflect on her journey, ask yourself this: what part of yourself have you been waiting to accept? What version of you is ready to be seen? Ellahalikas did not become influential by changing who she was. She became influential by finally embracing it. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you that fashion is for everybody, support the vision of Sweet Model's world. Share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. Leave a comment about what resonated most with you, and subscribe for more empowering model biographies that celebrate confidence, individuality, and style without limits. Because stories like this do not just change fashion, they change lives.